Hello, this is Zach Roberts with Status Coup. StatusCoup.com/join. Support our work for $5 a month. We're on the MeidasTouch network. We're here once again at Whipple. I'm just keeping an eye out. We got a lot of whistling going on. No big surprise there. So we're surrounded almost all around by sheriff of the sheriff office of Hennepin County and their SUVs and pickup trucks. Let's show that for 1 second if we can. Right behind us. They've got everything taped off, and now we have metal barricades along the side here. These are the gentlemen who last night were really obsessed with putting out two little fires that they had in fire pits over here that you get like at Home Depot or whatever. They were also, if you saw on our live from yesterday, it was the guys that picked up a person who fell or got hit and scurried him away. And we have some suspicions about who they picked up and whether they were somebody anyway. We do have an update on things happening. Apologies, it is what are we at? I think it was 13 degrees with like way in the negatives when it comes to wind chill. -3 is Will's showing me with the gloved hands that we have. I have hand warmers inside here. Oh, we have an eagle flying once again above. Oh my God. The eagle did actually fly over the other day overhead. It was quite a sight. Let's move over this way so we get the crowd a little bit. So I have a port here. Actually, get it with my glove here. We have an update. So we have Governor Walz has the Minnesota National Guard, State National Guard ready. They have been spotted by some people, like kind of just traveling around. But of course, you know, Trump administration has to one-up that. And according to ABC News, some 1,500 active Army paratroopers have been put on alert for a potential deployment to Minnesota, according to two defense officials. The soldiers are from the 11th Airborne Division at Joint Base Almendorf-Richardson in Alaska. One of the Army's premier infantry formations and a frontline force in military presence in the Pacific, positioned to help deter China. They're the cold weather crew that are able to kind of deal with this because I think that Trump has realized that the delicate young men or some older men that make up ICE and the Border Patrol are really not prepared for this, as they're, you know, Southern and Arizona Southwest people for quite a bit. Let's see here. There's a quote from. Sorry, when it gets really cold, the touch sensitive on things is a little tired on gloves. This makes for good TV, huh? President Donald Trump on Thursday also threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act to send U.S. military ascensions. This is again from ABC. To send in the U.S. military ascensions intensified in Minneapolis following the second shooting involving a federal officer. You saw that live. We covered the federal reaction, and we have Minnesota state troopers and also Minneapolis local police were also on the ground attacking protesters. Trump is, as he always does, is always continually backtracking and then reaffirming and whatever. So he says he doesn't think there is any reason right now to use it. The 11th Airborne troops were recalled to base on Friday amid the long weekend to stand by as a so-called quick reaction force, a rapid deployment force, according to the internal notice to the unit leadership. Yes. So They are. We haven't seen any National Guard ourselves out on the ground. We did take a trip earlier around. We've been as what we call ice fishing, looking for members of ICE. We trailed them throughout the city of St. Paul, and we took a trip kind of around the Capitol in St. Paul, kind of looking to see if there was any presence of National Guard or anything like there was, 5-6 years ago during the George Floyd protests. They brought them out. Let's see if we can figure out if we can show the new barricades that are up. Yes.
Well done.
Good, thank you.
Guys
Actually, well, first, would you mind talking to us on camera?
Sure.
So, what brings you out on this terrifyingly cold late afternoon?
My duty. I drove up here from Ohio. Because this is where I belong. This can't happen. People of color have been dealing with this forever, and we need to be out here. This needs to stop. It can't go on. It just can't happen.
It's a Sunday afternoon. It's snowing out. It is freezing. There's probably 200 people out here, and I know they cycle in and out quite a bit. The parking lot is actually completely full over there too, which is a first in my.
When I got here this morning, but yeah.
What does that make you feel about Minnesotans kind of coming together?
Minnesota's amazing. Like I said, I'm from Ohio. I drove up here to be supportive and do my duty and be out here. And they're just amazing here. There's food, there's things to warm your hands. They care and they support each other, and it's fantastic. So I want to be here for my neighbors, and they're here for me, and it's great.
Now, Trump is readying the 1,500 troops from Alaska to possibly come here. A quick reaction force, specifically a specialized Arctic group that are ready to prepare, unlike these boys in here. How do you feel that the president seems to really love sending troops to this city?
I feel like he's a treasonous traitor, and he doesn't know anything about our Constitution, and he doesn't know anything about our rights or anything about our country. I mean, that is not what our country is. That's not what we're about. And everything he says is complete nonsense. He's an absolute moron. He's a criminal. He's a pedophile. And he's a pedophile protector. And I really don't care about anything he says. But I'm up for any fight he wants to bring. It's time now. White people need to stand up. I thought when, maybe I guess it's going to take a white life to die. I thought that would be enough for people to understand where we're at now. And I guess it's going to take more. I hope not. But, I mean, this is wrong. It's wrong. We can't do this. This is a police state. You can't do this.
What would you tell people who haven't quite come out yet? They haven't decided to get off the computers and get into the streets.
I think you're going to be sorry. I think that you're going to be too late. I think one day you're going to wake up and there won't be a ballot box to save you. And I think it's our responsibility to do the saving. We're the country that saves, right? Yes. Get out here. The time's now.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah. Joe, stay over. Yeah, keep warm. Put some gloves on. Okay, yeah.
You guys do a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So we're going to try to check out the fences that they got up here if we're allowed to get anywhere close to the road. So, sorry. So we're not going to walk all the way down here, as the sheriff's office have got trucks and SUVs all over the place. But as you can see, these fences are brand new. Not quite sure when they put them. They got them handcuffed together to make sure that people can't move them, or I guess. So it's once again, you have the sheriff's office of Hennepin County for some reason coming out here to protect ICE because this does not protect anything from the citizens of Minneapolis. It only hinders their free speech rights. Some fantastic new signs here. We AK bootlicker scum. You fucked with the wrong city. ICE plate arrow. Oh, I'm not going to try to figure out. Incel beta cucks. Hey, ICE. Eat shit, you ugly ass Nazi losers. That's a sign, by the way. I don't disagree, but and we have some caution signs down there that are say watch for ICE. It's always a good warning here.
Your badge doesn't mean shit.
I absolutely love this sign down here.
Your badges don't mean shit unless you protect our
Just want to
country.
show. I love that sign. I love when the artists come out. You got to be worried. The loon of abolish ICE. That's been a great theme. Would you mind talking to us for a second? Yeah. I'm Zach with Status Coup.
I've been watching your stream actually. It's great. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Being out here.
Tell me about your sign here.
I mean, I was inspired by the laser loon, as all Minnesotans are.
Tell me about the laser loon.
Well, it was a proposed flag. They redid the flag a few years back, and it was one of the proposed flags, and I think it was one of the most popular ones, but they went with a more boring design, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a nice, simple design. I mean, kids, it's always tough. I grew up in New York, and like when they had us in like middle school or grade school draw the state flag, that was hard because we have the whole seal and everything. I think now it's like a little simple. You know, we've been knocking down the educational standards. I think across, unfortunately. Hopefully not the art standards. But so what brings you out here in this terrifyingly cold weather?
I mean, I was born and raised in Minnesota, and just the spirit of the city. And after everything that happened in 2020, I just felt everyone came together in such a special and amazing way. And I think Minnesota really stands out among other states for that, and I just want to be part of that, and I believe in that, and yeah. It fills my heart. It really, in such a terrible time, it gives me a lot of hope.
It's been a kind of monstrous last year. All these things that supposedly Trump was not able to do legally or whatever, he's just kind of keep marching forward. And now the next thing is he's prepared 1,500 troops. He's called up 1,500 Army troops from Alaska to potentially the cold weather guys, to be prepared to come in here. What do you think Minnesota's and Minneapolis's reaction to 1,500 not National Guard troops, but like truly military would be?
I mean, I don't think tensions need to be any higher, and that will only make things more tense. And also, what's the point? Like, we're out here peacefully protesting. What would they be here for?
I feel like often with having been here during George Floyd is that when you have the troops come in, and the way that the police react, as we can see out here, is that it's never we call when I worked in New York, we used to call it, well, it was a police riot. It was like a peaceful march that turned into a riot, and it turned riotous. And I worry that might be the thing. Do you think that Minnesotans are up for the fight? Not like physical fight. I was saying up for the protest, the everything fight.
I mean, most definitely. I think we've proven that time and time again, and I think we've also proven that we can stay peaceful and that we will stay peaceful. And the police are the agitators. The police are the escalators, not us.
There's an amazing crowd out here today. Like I keep saying, I think it's like with wind chill, it's like -4 or something like that. It feels like it's already dropped a little bit since we got out of the car. What do you say about all the number of people who are out here, actually coming out day after day? But this is a huge crowd, even just the last couple days that I've been out here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing. It fills my heart. It really it's a light in this dark time, and yeah, it's truly amazing. And I think we're up for the cold.
Y'all are definitely prepared. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for. Okay, you want to let's do a little walk as far as we kind of feel comfortable going, and then I'll, yeah. Yeah, let's do a walk and then
Sir, cheer up in the black hat. You just came out here.
What's that? No, I'm good. Not in this temperature. Thank you so much. I think my hand would get frozen to it. Yeah. Would you mind talking to us for a second? Okay. You stay safe. Keep your wings. Right here.
Protect our Constitution. Get off the phone.
We're just showing you just how many people are out here. Got fantastic photographers out here taking photos. My brother Michael Nigro.
What's
right
up,
here.
Status Coup?
Yes.
Great work.
You mind it? My brother John Rudolph. We are out here with hundreds of people out in the streets. We want to remind you that Status Coup is one of the few independent live streaming news outlets that are out here night after night for weeks. And you can go to statuscoup.com/join and support our work for $5 a month. Let's see if we can walk down here and show some more people, talk to some more people. We mind talking to us for a second? Okay. Really enthusiastic. That's fine. Yeah. So what brings you out here? You're very prepared.
Yes, I am. I actually went to warm up and I left my respirator in the car, but, I think we're all right. We're all right.
Yeah, I haven't seen I don't know, have you seen the Hennepin sheriffs? Have they done anything since, for the last couple hours?
So when I showed up, they weren't really here. And then I heard in the crowd someone was coming, and then that's probably like 2 hours ago, and then slowly sheriffs started to come, and I don't really know what's going on, but obviously we're doing nothing but, exercising our right to free speech. So I don't know what's going on, but they brought in a ton of lights, like big lights, which I'm guessing they're going to put up tonight. But as far as it goes for protesting, nothing's been thrown. There hasn't been anything crazy since I've been here.
That's good. It's good to hear. The other night we were here and they had 2 fires out and they just kept coming out. They were really, really irritated.
Tons of supplies. I mean, there's coffee, there's pizza, there's hand warmers, there's snacks, there's everything. But I did hear that last night they came and took like hand warmers and stuff. So I don't know, but we're prepared. Yep. When people are picking up their garbage, people are going around getting garbage. So
what? So Donald Trump is called up.
He's a piece of shit.
Okay, we'll give in. We don't need to establish. No, but he has now called up prepared 1,500 troops from the Alaska Army and the cold weather crew, basically, to come in to be prepared to potentially come here if something sparks off.
Right.
How do you feel that Minneapolis and Minnesota would respond to that?
We're pissed. We're already pissed off, but we're ready to stand up and fight, obviously. I think, though, at the end of the day, Donald Trump is going to do whatever he can to declare martial law before November so that there won't be any midterms. I really think that's what this is all about. This is his plan, whether it's a civil war or war with other countries. Obviously, I just feel like he's setting us up, is what he's doing, for his own plans, and it's disgusting, and it's sad, this feels like we're living in some kind of dystopian world, and I hope people in other states watch multiple news, outlets to get the real story out, because obviously we know that this administration is lying. They're lying about everything, from Renee Good to what we're doing here today. It's all lies. So,
do you have any recommended outlets?
Oh, I love you guys. I love you guys. No, honestly though, I really do try to watch a little bit of everything. Also, I think Reddit is great, but to try and really see it from all different angles and try to get the truth, because it's chaos, right? And that's his plan. So to try and find the truth. So people like you who are out here every day talking to people, I think that's a blessing.
I mean, if you were to listen to the Trump administration and Fox News and kind of their outlets and probably CBS News, I know they were here the other day, is that y'all are a bunch of crazy anarchists, Antifa with the derogatory mark, not the positive mark. And what do you have to say to that?
Wait, where'd you start?
I said the Fox News and CBS and kind of the talking points that you guys are agitators and you guys are out here trying to start shit and cause problems.
Right. Again, I think talking to the people that are here, that's who you need to listen to, not the newscasters who are at their desks. They're not here. They don't know shit. And they're Trump's bitches, right? So I do think it's good to hear what they're saying, right? But it's lies. But I have seen that there's been people on Fox News that are telling the truth, that are getting the real word out there. But at the end of the day, it is we, the people, not me, the president, right? And so that's why I'm here. For we the people, not me, the president, and his dictatorship that he's creating.
Thank you so much for your time. Thanks. Stay safe and stay warm. Do you mind if we talk to you for a second? Okay. You have a sign out of here. If you can tell us what it say, and what do you mean by this?
It says release the hostages. And I think the words we use matter because they're talking about arresting people and detaining people, but they're not doing that. They're operating outside the law. These are hostages in here. There are at least 3 that I know of, Native Americans taken into this building, and I've been in that building, not this year, in a previous year. It's not right what they're doing.
What, hold on, we got something going on right back here. We'll be back to you. Oh, thanks. Oh, there's down to the ground a Donald Trump, plushie being dragged. Flowers are being thrown onto the ground. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office is ordering us back towards the fence. So the same gentleman who pulled on our live feed someone out back into a truck off of the street after yesterday's protest, the Jake Lang protest, under very kind of iffy means. I don't know if you heard that in the background. Somebody at a megaphone said, "It's too cold out here. You're not true Minnesotans if you consider it."
Get back in your car. Who do you support? In your car. Who do you support? Remember your oath. Remember the oath.
You mind talking to us? No. Okay. You mind talking to us? Is there? So you're very bundled up. It's cold out here. Why are you braving the cold here for today?
I'm a human first, and I think what's going on is just despicable. It makes me sick, and this is what I can do, so I'm showing up and I'm going to do it. I'm a nurse, so I care about other people's lives and how they're treating people. It's a violation of human rights. It's tantamount to Hitler. This whole thing reminds me of Operation Barbarossa. They're coming into a winter state. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
There's so many people out here today. I did not think the crowd was going to be this big. Does that at least warm you up a little bit that there's this many people?
Warms up my soul. Yeah, there's good community here, and everyone is on the right side over here. And we're hoping to convince these guys to get on the right side.
The polling has been very strongly moving against ICE and against what their actions doing. Do you think that what's happening here and what's happening out in the streets, that what activists or commuters they call are kind of bringing attention to the daily actions and kind of the little terror raids that they do?
I think the more people speak up and the more loud we are about what's going on, they won't be able to continue to get away with it. Not all the time. Trump's only in office for so long.
Trump is now kind of readied 1,500 troops up in Alaska, Army, not Army National Guard, but Army, to potentially come here if, what he kind of, I think, wants to happen happens. What do you think the Minnesotans' response would be to that?
I mean, everything I've seen today has been nothing but peaceful, and I think it's going to continue to stay that way. So if he wants to send them, he can send them, but there's no reason to.
Do you feel as though that we saw the huge protest counter protest? I'm sorry, yesterday with only like 10 far right agitators, and they're all failing absolutely miserably. And do you feel as though that the police are here to protect you, or do you feel as though that they're here to protect ICE?
I haven't seen them protect us yet. So what I see as of now is they're here to protect ICE. I see people go out there try and lay flowers. They push them back. So I can't disbelieve what my eyes are telling me.
What do you think? I mean, you've had Governor Waltz and Mayor Frey come out and say basically things like, basically everybody needs to not get in their way, not agitate, not cause problems, or was that
in their way right now? Like, we're standing here minding our own business. So I think that's where nobody is getting in their way. We're telling them that what they're doing is wrong, and they don't want to hear the truth of what people have to say because we're a mirror. No one wants to look in a mirror.
What would you hope that the governor would at least say, or at least kind of support, or the mayor for that matter?
Listen, I'm not elected to public office, so I can't tell you what to say. I just think they should be here with us, standing.
Great. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks. They're shoveling the ground, keeping everything clear, because obviously everything's becoming extremely slick and extremely, icy, obviously. But this is part of the kind of continual upkeep and clean. We had people, while we were talking to another person, people come by with a little trash pickup and making sure that cups and stuff like that were clean. Trying to give no excuse. Also, just generally keeping the place clean as people should, but also giving no excuse to clear the area or whatever. We can see. I don't know if you can show over there. Two of the officers have guns that shoot. Rifles that shoot rubber bullets out. It looks like, right? Am I wrong on that? Maybe they're gas canisters. Let's walk into the crowd a little bit and so we can talk to people.
Make sure that body cam's on 0619. We have no room for evil. No room.
No. Do you mind if we talk to you? What I took me a moment with the sign. Explain your sign here. I love this meme.
Sure. So we've got a Nazi slipping on ice, and we've got an ICE agent slipping on ice, and we have the Pam meme from The Office where she says, "It's the same picture. They're the same picture." So yeah, we're just insinuating that ICE agents are Nazis, which I think is a pretty apt comparison.
As I've said previously, but you repeat yourself. So yeah, but yeah, so yeah. But what brings you out here in the cold? You're bundled up quite well.
Yeah, it's important to me to be here. I live in a neighborhood north of the cities where there's nothing happening there, but I live surrounded by people with different political ideologies from my own, and I think it's important to be out here doing this, making noise, even standing silently, but just being present. Yeah.
What do you hope, this is an excellent turnout for this cold. It's snowing out. I think it keeps kind of increasing the level of snow, too. So, what do you have to say to people who aren't out here yet or aren't out in the streets with whistles?
Start paying attention. I mean, there are a lot of people, I have a sister-in-law who's a nurse. She's going to work. She's doing her bit there. There are folks who are mental health professionals who aren't out here. But if you're at home sitting on your ass and you're not serving the community, you need to get out there. You need to be doing mutual aid if you can't protest. You need to be showing up. You need to be supporting because this is not going to end soon, and the escalation is what they want. And so the more people who can be here, the more people who can stand with us, the more likely that it is that things will change.
Do you, the president is threatening, he's kind of called up, or at least ready for prepared 1,500 troops from Alaska, Army, not National Guard, to come down here is if needed.
Yeah. I mean, there's this joke going around that nobody believed the revolution would start in Minnesota except for Prince. And I actually, before this, have said to my husband, there's no way it's going to happen here. And here we are. It's happening here. And we are a strong community. We saw during George Floyd that Minnesotans are going to turn out. Whether the Army shows up here, I hope we can remain peaceful. I hope we can continue to exercise our First and Fourth Amendment rights. But I honestly, at this point, will not be surprised if it escalates.
How do you feel that the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office have been quite present, to say the least, here, and not exactly like protecting y'all from ICE, but protecting ICE? It feels, at least that's the vibes I get.
Protecting the street from us.
Yes.
No, I mean, it's funny. Funny is not the right word. Because a couple of days ago, people were watching the sheriffs drive by, and they're like, "Oh, those are the good guys." And it's an ironic change of perspectives from where we were after George Floyd. But yeah, today the sentiment has changed. I noticed from yesterday the barricades are out. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad that the sheriffs who are sworn to protect the public are instead protecting property and the folks who are hurting our community. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Stay safe. Stay warm. Let's see if we can talk. Would you mind talking to us on camera? Yep. So tell me about what's going on here.
I just came out to show my support, and crows don't forget faces.
Yes, I love it. So, first off, are you warm in there?
Actually, quite warm.
It actually looks really warm. I'm kind of jealous. What brings you out here today?
Honestly, I'm getting real tired of them coming into my communities and fucking with all of my friends and neighbors. I don't want to see it anymore. I want my peaceful Minnesota back.
So what would we had a bald eagle fly over here very earlier. Do you feel as though that the eagle represents America better than, say, a crow who does remember?
I don't know.
How do you feel about so many people turning out here, out in the streets in freezing cold weather, your fellow Minnesotans, out for it, to basically to protect its fellow residents?
I'm damn proud to be a Minnesotan. I'm damn proud.
Thank you so much.
No
Thank you.
problem. Thank
You stay safe. Stay warm. Let's move down here a little bit. Get away from the copyrighted music. Once again, it's a time to remind us. Oh, that cider smells really good. Remind you that we are Status Coup. We are here in Minneapolis at the Federal Whipple Building, and you can go to statuscoup.com/join and support our work. We are one of the few independent journalists out here, live streaming from the Federal Whipple Building and live streaming from wherever the story is. I enjoy. This is one of my favorite stickers here. I've tried to make this joke every time I see an icy truck go by. Yes, fuck ice. There's a whole range of different things going on. I love it. Yeah. Either you mind talking on camera with Status Coup?
It couldn't go worse than her last one.
Well, what happened? It could, the lead up was it couldn't go worse than the last one. She's hiding. What happened?
Oh, it was a Japanese reporter, and my crowning moment was saying the guy who shot Renee Good had a tiny penis. So
she just absolutely fell apart during the interview and just started shouting about Jimmy
Yeah.
Elliott.
Yeah. Always great. Always great to do a thing. Well, we're a little bit lighter here, so if you want to go on a rant, Feel free to go on a rant, but always threaten, you go viral, and then that's a problem. But anyway, you got a sign here. You're out in front of the federal, the Whipple Federal Building, which I can't believe I have to say 17 times a day. But what is the sentiment here?
They're just thugs, and they're hurting innocent people. And I have friends who are immigrants who are afraid to just go to work, do their day-to-day, even though they are citizens now. But there's no guarantee that they won't get snatched by ICE just because they're not white. And it's horrible.
So what, have you participated in protests and activists before? Is this something that brought, what was the kind of the thing that really got you motivated to get out here in the absolutely freezing cold, in the snow, and make a sign, and go through the whole process, talk to a Japanese reporter about genitalia? So I've got other people go, what? What's going on? I don't worry. This time I made the interview go off the rails. So what got you motivated now that we switched to a very serious topic lately?
I think it's just I finally started getting more involved on social media and really seeing everything that is going on there. And every time I open it up, I just feel full of rage. And the government's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're shitting on the Constitution like they don't care. They just want to get rid of the people they don't like. And this is the way they're doing it.
You said there that you basically got off the internet and got here. What would you say to people who are still stuck on that internet? Maybe they're on Blue Sky and they're kind of. I love Blue Sky. I don't want to crap. It's the alternative. It's the alternative now to Twitter. Basically, it's people who got off Twitter and moved to Blue Sky. And it's a little bit more friendly place. But they don't have literal Nazis on the site advertising, but a lot of people haven't made that step from kind of, derogatory keyboard warrior to actually physically, like I said, making a sign and being out here.
Well, this is the first time I've ever been out. I think the biggest tipping point is that one of my friends, who I mentioned before, is an immigrant, and saying how she wants to be out here, but she's too scared. So I'm like, well, I'll be out here for you. I'm going to fight for you when you can't because you're afraid to be out on the streets right now. So it's my time to finally do something to help everyone else.
It's fantastic. Thank you so much. You kept it above the belt. It was good. It was clean. It was a good one. Would you mind chatting with us? Or? Yeah, sure. So we got a sign here.
So I have a sign that's water, no ice, right? Every time I go to a restaurant, I'm notorious for ordering water, no ice for 15 years, right? So this sign kind of just fits in with me personally. So that's kind of where I mean,
that's very appropriate considering how many lakes does Minnesota have?
Like 12,300 something.
I feel like that's one of those middle school where you must memorize. Absolutely. For some reason it'll come up important at some point, and this was the moment. What brings you out? What made you make a sign, as I was talking about before?
Yeah, so I'm a Navy veteran, and I kind of saw what was happening in with what happened in Renee and in Minneapolis, and what looks to me as a clear sign of oppression of our own people from the federal government. And I just couldn't stand by anymore. And just like her, this is my first time coming out here, and with all the threats of the institutions and our midterms and everything, it's got to stop, and we got to come out here. And there's a look of this being just, well, it kind of feels like this is a push of oppression just to cover up Epstein files and things like that. And I don't know why we're out here protecting those that the entire U.S. agrees shouldn't be out on the streets, and that's pedophiles and protectors of the pedophiles, and not the immigration issues that we're seeing. And that's a cover up, looks like a cover up for that. And we're just out here to protect our neighbors, make sure no one gets picked up like Gestapo 2.0, and protect the Constitution and everything. So
Donald Trump is since y'all are so potentially dangerous, the people that are out in the streets with whistles, and the people out here at Whipple every day. that he's threatening now to he's called up 1,500 Army troops from Alaska to come down. I guess what's your gut feeling on that?
I don't like it. My gut feeling is I don't like it at all. I know it's just on standby in case they want the president to use those troops to come down to Minnesota, but there's absolutely no reason to bring any troops or anything else to Minnesota. We don't need it. We don't want it. And we're, Minnesota nice, and we're here to just stand our ground and protect everybody.
Thank you so much for your time. Thanks. It is continues to be. You're switching up now. Oh yeah. Oh, that is adorable. You guys show this sign here. Cats eat mice. I love it. That is great. It's very creative. Give high fives. Let's show some of this. Oh, thank you so much. Show some of the supplies out here that they got. It's very reminiscent of Occupy Wall Street, where people immediately came out, had the supplies that were needed, and you have. No, you're good. No, I was laughing at a joke that I heard. I heard half of it. There's a lot of conversation about things like that out here. So we got tons of hand warmers. We have this is a callback. My grandmother loved these Necco wafers. We got Ritz crackers. We got Smarties. I think there's probably some pizza. Obviously bottled water. Vital proteins. Robert F. Kennedy would be very happy to see the proteins here.
Robert F. Kennedy!
No disagreement.
Thank you. I love you guys.
Thank you. And, of course, we got the signs back here. Fight ignorance, not immigrants. ICE out of Minnesota now. I love this one. I love when we bring really nice art into things. Like, I love these little drawings. Pass the salt. As they've been keeping the sidewalks nice and salted to keep away the ice. Let's take a journey to the other side. We haven't kind of made it over that way yet. Reminder, as we're walking, that you can go to statuscoup.com/join as a ice caravan heads out on these icy roads. Notice all black tinted windows, SUVs. They really watched the movie Sicario and thought it was a good thing. Great movie, but not a great thing that they were doing. But yes, as I was saying, you can go to statuscoup.com/join, just $5 a month, and support our work. Keep us here out on the ground, covering the protests and the reasons for why we're out here. Oh, hey, brother. Hey, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Instagram. Yeah. Your daughter. Hi, nice to meet you. Hey. Yeah. So, you mind talking to us again? Sure. Get you in some more trouble?
I'm in a ton of trouble. I already got in trouble, actually, because I was down there yelling at CBS News, and Don Lemon was trying to calm me down.
Oh, no.
I'm down there, and every time CBS News shows up, they put on a spectacle to get that propaganda out there. Yeah.
When Don Lemon is trying to calm you down, that might be a
Yeah.
I think it was the other guy, really,
the other guy was trying to cause a fight. I wasn't. I was just yelling. And I told those guys, I'm like, I'm not going to touch you guys. You guys got to get out of here. You're not here reporting the real stuff. You're not interviewing people. You're just trying to create problems on TV.
So what, sorry, I just hit myself in the face. What brings you out yet again out here tonight? I've been hearing that you've been coming out to protest again night after we talked to you for the first time out of a rally.
I'm here for the same reason, man. This is wrong. It's not right or left. It's right or wrong, and this is wrong. This is just plain wrong.
So what has it been like? we got this clip, and now everybody in the world wants to talk to you. What has it been like, kind of getting this kind of attention after just your first protest? You were holding a couple of munitions in your hands. What has been your kind of like reaction to it?
Well, I'm not one to search out attention, so it's kind of it's weird, but at the same time, I think you guys gave me a platform to try to get the everyday average person out here like I did, and that's what I'm going. That's what I'm trying to do. You know?
That's what, like, based on the thousands and thousands of comments on all the video posts and cross posts, is that it seems like, well, this is the guy we need in this moment. Like, this is like you're kind of the example of the people that we need to, that, you know, everybody else here needs to reach for there to be change.
Right. And that's true. We need people off the couch. We need 100,000 people out here, 100,000 people on the streets, and that's how this is going to change, you know. But it's got to remain peaceful. You can't have rabble rousers out here causing problems, you know.
So you have a megaphone now. This feels might be dangerous. What have you been telling people?
Yeah, no, my daughter mainly, but no, I'm just so goddamn proud of this state for standing up. I'm so proud of people getting off their couch and coming out. That's my message. I've been saying on the megaphone a lot. My daughter gets people riled up.
Do you mind we talk to you, or yeah, sir. So this is Chris's daughter. What if you'd introduce yourself? What is been bringing you out as well?
I'm Paige. I'm the angry Minnesota dad's daughter. I've been coming out here because it affects people that are like close to me. I mean, I'm part Ukrainian, Iranian. My family came from Ukraine all the way here for like a great state to live right next to the Mississippi River, and they did not come to deal with this.
For a better life.
Yeah, for a better life. And this is exactly why people come to this country, for a better life. And right now, this is not the life anybody wants to be living. So I come here to try to like support the community, the people, and bring awareness that we need to change. We need change now. And like in my car, I have to carry my birth certificate and my passport because I don't look like, in the winter, yeah, I have like lighter skin, but in the summer, I'm not your typical white person. So to keep myself protected and everybody else protected, I come to protest to use our voice because they can't silence us.
By the way, we're getting a much heavier snowstorm coming in. So if you're seeing it on the camera, we're all getting hit with it. What what has it been like, though, to see kind of this incredible turnout, like in literally a winter storm right now? I'm sure a very light winter storm for Minneapolis, Minnesota, I know, but at people of all walks of life kind of coming out and supporting, they come across here with tear gas and pepper spray and kind of putting their self on the line.
It's beyond like heartwarming to see everybody come out. There's a news reporter from France. There's Tokyo News that came out because the rest of the world can't believe what's going on here. It's literally like 1930s right now. It's beyond insane. But it's heartwarming. Like my dad was saying, after that interview went viral, people come up to him saying, like, you're the reason you got me off the couch to come here. So when we walked out of the car and we thought there would not be as many people because it was like 7 degrees, but we saw so many people. And like he said, yesterday, it could bring tears to your eyes because there are so many people out here supporting. Like, community, for me, it's unbelievable seeing the community coming together, like bringing hot chocolate, bringing coffee, bringing salt, cleaning the path, because they're not going to do it for us. The police aren't supporting us to help us. But the community, if we're bigger together, we're bigger than anything these people could ever be.
So Donald Trump is threatening to escalate this by he's readying 1,500 troops out of Alaska, Army troops, not National Guard, Army troops out here. If he does able to initiate the Insurrection Act. Do either of you have when we met you, you were holding munitions of war. Some of these things aren't allowed in combat, but they're used on American citizens. How do you feel about this escalation, this threat?
I think it's absolute bullshit because these guys are the ones causing the problem. He brings in his guys, the ICE guys. Our state was peaceful before these guys showed up. These guys are escalating the issue. So who's he bringing the military in? For them?
I mean,
he's bringing the military in for these people? Really? What? We're all domestic terrorists because we're out here using our voice to try and get them to calm down and get the hell out of here? That's not right. So that's bullshit. I'm about to ready to go off again.
I mean, there
some more gold.
There is. I mean, I'm just excited because it's like people have been excited about your talk, and then I've been seeing on messaging that like it's getting people out here. It's like, okay, this is the guy that, I mean, even Tim Miller over the Bulwark, George Jeb Bush, campaign manager.
Yeah, they just had me on their podcast. But here, now what was I going to say? I was just going to say something.
So, like, do you feel as though that, how do you think that Minnesotans are going to respond if troops are, like, real not National Guard, but, like, troops are on the ground here?
I don't think it's going to stop us. We can't stop. If we stop, then we're showing them that this is okay. And then he's going to try and do this across the country. This is ground zero. This is where this is all going on. So, I mean, that's why the Jolly Ginger canceled all his plans and he's decided to stay here,
So, how the one of the things that I think I talked to you before about, is that this amazing kind of everybody's out here. You have young people, you have old people, you have people all different walks of life out here, out in the streets, coming together. As a younger person, I'm sorry to pigeonhole you here, but as a younger person, what is it like seeing you're from the generation, right, that like is supposedly not worth anything, like I'm from the was it the consulate, like the prize that we didn't earn kind of generation, but what does it feel like seeing there's tons of your generation out here?
It's really empowering to know that even the younger kids will come out, like sometimes just sneak out of home to come protest and like be a part of something greater than themselves. It shows that we're not here, we're here to stay. Our generation, we're not just a bunch of memes and jokes. We actually are here trying to make change, and we're gonna step up like everybody else is today to come and use our voices because we know that we can't be silenced.
Have you any last message to people who might be holding back on coming out here or getting involved in like the whistleblowing or the ICE tracking?
It's not easy. It's not something anybody really wants to be doing. This was brought to us. It wasn't, we didn't bring it to them. So we just have to do I feel it's our civil duty. It's our civic duty to come out and make sure we document all this stuff and to be out here and use our voices. Like I said, this isn't right or left anymore. This is right or wrong, and everything they're fucking doing is wrong.
I was just going to say there's platforms out there to keep your community safe, keep yourself safe. It's iceout.org online. They're here. You can report ICE agents in your area. You can see if ICE agents are in your area taking people. Also, ICE Wiki ICE, something like that. You can see your local ICE agents taking people and who they are, first and last name, federal name basis. So those are, and also the 3 Native Americans are still in custody. They're at Fort Snelling. If you know anything about Native American history, Fort Snelling is one of the greatest tragedies that ever happened in Native American history. They're still there, and people need to be aware that they're taking Native Americans, and they're on this land before anybody else here.
Thank you so much.
Can we get our social media out there as well?
Sure.
Because you guys gave us a voice, and I wasn't sure. You guys made me go viral. We're at MN Angry Man at Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook, and we're using everything to go to the ACLU.
Or donating to supplies.
Supplies,
Yeah,
yes.
we're donating to supplies. And then the TikTok is MN Angry Daughter. I'm going to be live streaming videos of him and keeping everybody informed on this guy.
We'll make sure to tag you when the things go out. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Yeah, good meeting you in person. Yeah, thanks so much. Yep. Whew. What's up? Oh, thanks. We got this time more controlled. I was here last night when the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department was very obsessed with the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was 2 nights.
Yeah.
It was 2 nights.
Yeah, before, there was like the, dozen guys and 7 cruisers. And
Yeah.
They weren't unreasonable, but it's still kind of a dick move when it's 12 degrees out.
Yeah. Do you think that was a reasonable response?
I haven't read the fire ordinances. I do think that their job is to protect and serve. Whether or not they agree with me, well, it's something else entirely.
We'll let you get to it. Thanks so much. Ooh, it is dropped quite considerably. I don't know what the actual temperature is, but a storm has definitely moved in. Not quite sure what kind of storm, other than the one out here that people were prepared for. We still have a whole bunch of sheriff's officers blocking off street corners. Like when we just got into the parking lot before the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office blocked off the one parking lot that basically allows people to come here and then just do a short little walk over. I don't know why. There's still parking spaces, and this is a peaceful protest, and it seems that they seem very interested in making sure that people feel uncomfortable and people want to leave. There's police tape lying all around here now, cutting off areas and trying to block off basically anything outside of the sidewalk. So. Let's see.
I think honestly it might be more on this side, not on this side. So I'm figuring out if we can go how to deal with it.
All right. We apologies for any audio issues you might be hearing. It's really heavy, kind of heavily snowing coming down here, and I think we might, because of the melting snow, when it hits the camera and that sort of thing, it might be causing problems. So if you can hear me, I apologize. We're just gonna take a moment and try to figure out what we can do to solve the issue.
I can do a little problem solving. Protesters standing in the middle of the street, are they looking for an immigrant here in the crowd? It's not an investigation. We're not at the protest. It's an investigation. What they're doing is just shouting the word of and using it as
Hear me through any audio problems we have. I just want to remind you that it's statuscoup.com/join. $5 a month, and you can help us overcome some possible audio problems with your support. It's just a reminder that we're live streaming here once again from the Whipple Federal Building here in Minneapolis, where ICE and other Department of Homeland Security officers are.
Before I give this to you. And then if you could
tell the audience that we're just having.
Yes. Just another reminder that we're having some audio issues. If you can hear it, if you might be able to hear it. So we're just going to try to do some quick tech fix-ups. Okay, so we're gonna let's bring the camera over here though. Like so. But no, just on the other side of the tree, so we're pointing at the a little bit right here. This one. Okay, that may be a worse choice. It's a little bit more windy over here. It is, if you're just tuning in, a reminder, we are just having some audio issues that we're trying to fix. So our Will, our camera guy, is running back to the car to get some things that might be able to help. It is cold enough that my my beard is now very frozen. And we continue to be out here live streaming from the Whipple Federal Building, where ICE is held up. They have built large fences over the last couple of weeks to block off the area from any potential people daring to try to get close to a federal building. And now, once again, we've just have upgraded security. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office has multiple cars blocking off the parking lot, blocking the street, protecting ICE from these ragtag protesters who are out in the streets. Not in the streets. They're literally on the sidewalk, just yelling some things, some nice, some not, waving signs. And now we have fences, like the barricade fences you see at like parades or protests along the way, so that they basically are kept back and off the street. The Hennepin County Sheriff Office all sitting in their cars, nice and cozy and warm, as these protesters, these community members, just stand, and some of them wave flags. I think you might be able to see off in the background there, upside down, some right side up. The upside down flag, always a reminder, it's a sign of distress. Which I think that we can say that this country is certainly in, and especially as we talk to a lot of people here in Minneapolis over the last couple of weeks, we can see that they're like more than anything, they are saddened at what this country has drifted over to in such what some people see as a short amount of time, but as somebody who's been covering the far right for decades. They've been watching this drift where the mainstreaming of really far-right, monstrous views about immigrants and just people who want a better life in this country and elsewhere. Been watching things like the Great Replacement theory become mainstream and almost government policy. The Great Replacement theory, in a very quick TLDR, is basically the belief that the Great White Replacement theory is basically that white people are going to be replaced, and that it's all part of a Jewish plot. It's an anti-Semitic idea, as so many conspiracy theories are. But that this is what really feeds into the existence of ICE and the existence of the Border Patrol. Really, historically, this kind of idea that Hispanic people, that people from south of the American border will come in and they basically replace Americans. And also the added odd benefit that's complete another delusion is that Democrats are helping it along to further it. As we can see over the years, the Democrats have been very strongly against immigration. The President Barack Obama was once coined by many groups as the deporter in chief, and so it's hard to believe these things. They're all delusions of madmen, but. I'm going to let the protest sound for a bit. The wind is getting a little bit stronger here, and my toes are starting to lose feeling. There's a sign off that I'm reading on one side. It said, basically, hey ICE, yo mama raised a B-I-T-C-H. You have to worry. So we have is that One Piece, do you know? We have I'm very uninformed about anime and thing. I think we have an anime flag up there along with the other American flags.
Okay, we're gonna mess with audio stuff now.
What's that?
We're gonna mess with audio stuff now.
Okay, so we're going to possibly go offline a little bit with audio, so we're going to try to fix some things. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. We are statuscoup.com/join. You can support our work, just $5 a month. if you're just tuning in now, we're just trying to fix some audio issues here at the Whipple Federal Building, as it is monstrously cold, and there's a very strong crosswind, and we're kind of going up and down with the snow. So we're gonna switching from the
Okay, is Zach talking to here?
Testing 1 2 3. We are live here at the Federal Whipple Building. We're Status Coup News on the MeidasTouch partnership network, and you can support our work, and at StatusCoup.com/join.
I'm gonna put the phone down, but I won't hang up.
Also, you can steal this one if you want. Just want to have on it. Just if that for some reason. Trying to block audio, not quite sure if you can hear. Just trying to block the wind. Any help?
Okay, give us a little.
Hey, this is Zach Roberts with Status Coup News. We are on the. We're here, happy to have MeidasTouch join us through our partnership. You can go to StatusCoup.com/join and support us for $5 a month. We are braving, not so well actually, not braving so well. The negative wind chills here. When we started, it was -3. I gotta believe it's a lot lower than that now as the sun is setting.
I don't think those are the mics that we have.
No.
Or I guess we could try. Zach has one more mic. I could try that one. Give me one second.
I can't check it. It's going to be wrapped around. Testing 1 2 3. There is a dial on the back that you can turn it up if you need to. We are just trying out some new microphones that surviving or not in the cold. It's
I think it's only coming through the right channel.
We're just kind of testing audio here to see what happens. We might have some channel issues, so if you hear me just on the right hand side of your ear, I apologize. I at least always try to be on the left side of things. But testing 1 2 3. We are here, surrounded by sheriff county officers of the Hennepin out in Hennepin County at the Federal Whipple Building. In negative temperatures, trying to fix some audio issues. So once again, I apologize for the kind of just having to listen to me do countdowns and that sort of thing. So.
Blowing a whistle in an ice agent. And we were in that cell.
So yeah, we're just keep testing. So we're out here. The crowd has come down just a little bit in numbers, but it is if you could see the scene behind me and or behind the camera here, the snow is blowing. like out of some, well, a winter scene like it is. We're in mid-January, and it's just been not even 1 year now that Donald Trump has been in office, and what a year it's been. We've seen now federal troops and grounds and on the grounds in multiple cities, in Chicago, now in Columbus, Ohio. But of course, we're here right now in Minneapolis. We've been on the ground for weeks covering the immigration raids, attacking the assaults and shootings by ICE officers in the streets of Minneapolis. And it's a thing that Donald Trump wants to expand. This is the goal. If he had the numbers here, he can't get enough numbers of ICE agents to do what he dreams of and what people like Stephen Miller dream of, which is making this into a national program of terror against Americans, people who have come here, risked their lives, traveled thousands of miles to try to have the American dream. Same thing that Donald Trump's great-grandfather did when he traveled here years and years ago. The conversation that claims the people who came here before, say, the 1870s, before we really had an established, truly established immigration policy and process, that they did it right, that my family did it right, is really just so often complete and utter BS. Is that these people came in here, my family came over here in the early 1700s, and we didn't do it right. we definitely did not. And the fact that we're now using basically militarized police officers to terrorize people, it truly disgusts me. As you can see, the people out here have flags that are upside down, a sign of distress that America, the nation, is in a complete and utter state of distress right now, and the people out here are worried about where it's going. 1,500 troops in Alaska are being readied to come down here to quell these masses here, the people who dare to yell in the general direction, dare to raise the middle finger, just like Donald Trump did at a union member earlier this week. All they want to say, the only reason they're here is to express their grievances against federal troops in their city. They don't want it. They had it 6 years ago during the George Floyd protest. They don't want it again. And they shouldn't have to. This is again Zach Roberts with Status Coup. You can support our work, keep us in hand warmers, keep us from hopefully freezing to death out here. And you can go to statuscoup.com/join for just $5 a month and support our work. And it's always a reminder that you can look across here. You don't see the satellite trucks. You don't have the network news. You don't have the people with the big ENG cameras out here in the streets. There's a couple, I think, local news all the way down in the end. They stay away from the real story, which is right here and out in the streets, tracking ICE, which is what we do every single day. Remind that I'm Zach Roberts, and I've been honored to be in front of the camera here at Status Coup and interview these awesome people. Tomorrow, we have one event in the morning, or earlier in the morning, we're going to be covering, and later in the day, JT is going to come back, and I think John is going to come back. Yeah, John. What's that? Tuesday. On Tuesday, John Farina, our intrepid cameraman, who hopefully has his feeling back in his fingers and has had, we gave him like 100 hours off, so he has to come back to the tundra that the awesome city of Minneapolis has become. One of these days, I'll get to visit this city when things like this aren't coming back. But it's always been it's been so amazing to talk to these people that are actually standing up and fighting in a way that Americans so often do. And they are really truly a warning to other cities. The ICE troops are coming to Columbus, Ohio. They're coming to Maine now because there's a small community of Somalis in Lincoln, the city in Maine. What's that?
Lewiston.
What's that? Lewiston?
Yeah.
Lewiston, Maine. There's no stopping. They're going to come to your city if you're not white enough for this administration. And so these people are giving the rest of the country a lesson. So you make sure when you hear people talk to us, I'm just holding on to the camera, the tripod, because the winds are inordinately strong. So when you hear people talk, listen to them, take notes. And when we talk to people who with the whistles out on the street and people who are standing up against ICE agents, running cars off the road and kidnapping children out of their cars, and listen to them, because you will need these lessons. It will come soon, and hopefully Minneapolis can stand up and stop it. So I'm going to step back for one moment.
Okay, can you give me an audio test?
We're just doing another audio test. We're still trying to figure out the audio issues. I know we have a little snap, crackle, pop going on. The tears on my eyes are running. They're freezing far too quickly right now here at the Whipple Federal Building in Minneapolis. I don't know if we figured out the channel situation, so we might still just have one channel going on. Yeah, I think we're getting closer.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, but for some reason this mic is only coming through one channel. No, we switched to Zach. No, I have an Android. Zach has a Rode shotgun mic. No, this one's just 3.5. The one we were originally using and have been using for the past few days is XLR into the hot shot. Yeah, it's like the mic plug into the XLR hub on top of the microphone. that's what we're on right now. Yeah, it seems like I'm not sure once I took out the XLR one, I first plugged in my own Rode hot shoe, my own Rode mic, and also plugged it through the 3.5mm kind of headphone style jack, and it was doing both channels then. So I think it might be I'm not sure.
I think that synchronized. It always does.
Oh, is that
like on this current setting?
This
Yeah.
mic only, it's always on one channel for him.
It's a certain setting that for my case.
Good job!
Yeah, it might be some button on the mic, but I'm all the actual indications are kind of worn off for this one. You're hearing clicking.
We have a testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. There's a very strong wind here as the temperature drops more and more and more, and I lose more and more feeling in my fingers.
Here. Let me, here, one sec. I'm gonna try unplugging the HDMI and plugging it back in. Here, let me try plugging my other.
Testing 1 2 3. Can you hear us? Both. We just had a group of the federal officers go back into the building. There's a van, a white van parked out there that wasn't there in previous days. Okay, so I'm just.
I hear that. Yeah, that crackling. I think that might just be wind noise, man. I don't know if it's the same crackling that if I'm hearing the same thing you're hearing. Right?
You have turned your back on your people! You have turned your back on your people!
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I also have a plastic bag in my hand, so if you hear that, that's also part. I think it took me a second to start talking. It's it's crazy cold out here, man. Like my camera doesn't even my second camera, the shutter doesn't even work right now. So it could be the cold affecting the electronics. Okay. Okay. All right. No, we're not using FBI. We're using HTML.
That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to hurt you. And they really like it. When they get all fired up because you guys don't know what's going on.
All right, thank you.
Of course, I can't do a place where we are professionally.
I agree with you. That was the Jordan. That was someone who I haven't met yet. Yo, what's up?
I just want to thank you guys, man. I see you everywhere, every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like, you are killing it, man. You're fucking everywhere. Fucking badass, brother.
Yeah. Great. Come out. Do you mind talking to us for a second?
Well,
yeah, sure.
I like talking.
Yep. we were just solving some audio issues. Making sure we got everything.
Hey, great to see you. Thank you for standing up, man. Stay warm. Or I don't think they say that here, do they?
I can hold the plastic bag if you want. Okay. Woo. It's a little frosty out here.
A little bit. I'm glad I was safe in Alaska right now.
Yeah. I guess I once drove the. Let's move in a little bit because we're on the shotgun mic here. I once drove the Alaska Highway.
Okay, hell
during
yeah.
polar vortex. It was -25. I don't remember feeling this cold, which is wild.
With that wind chill, right?
Yeah,
right through
yeah. So, what really motivates you? What motivates you to come out every single day? You've been arrested. You've been pulled into there before. What keeps you going?
Well, our nation's falling. In my opinion, the Republic has already fallen. Congress has failed. No one is coming to save us.
Yeah.
The midterms might not save us. I just want to stand up for humanity while we can. I'm seeing the exact parallels of 1939 Nazi Germany. Yeah. I thought Venezuela was going to be Poland.
Yeah.
But, I'm seeing this happening in my nation. I love this country. I love all people, no matter their race, religion. None of that shit matters to me. Yeah. And I feel an obligation as having the privilege of having a VA disability check, so I can be out here. Yeah. And now I have a social platform, so my voice is getting out there. Yeah. So I just can't stop. I just feel that it's my patriotic duty. I swore an oath to the Constitution, and I plan to fucking uphold it.
Yeah. Remind people who you are.
I'm DeWoke Farmer. DeWoke Farmer 2 now because they keep banning my accounts because I'm a little vulgar. I'm a little loud. Yeah. So yeah.
What inspires the fact that there's still people out here? Not as many as there was 2 hours ago when the sun was still up a little bit, but they're that night after night, cold after cold, freezing temperatures as it drops. This week is going to be supposed to be by far in the negative temperatures. What keeps people coming out here? What do you feel that people motivates people?
I think people are hopeful. I think that's what it is, especially Minnesota. They know how to resist. They've been through this fire before with George Floyd and many other times. They know how to fight back. Yeah. And I think that people are scared. People are seeing what's happening, and they know it's the fucking same thing as Nazi Germany. Yeah. They see that this city has been invaded by 4,000 fucking private troops, Donald Trump's private army, and so they know that if they're not out here, they're complicit. Yeah. So if you're willing and able and physically able to get off your couch, it just takes you to be out here. You don't have to yell. You don't have to wave a flag. You can just stand here. You can wear a costume.
Minneapolis, Minnesota has, since it's been the kind of, I think, unearned, I don't know what you could earn it for, but unearned focus of Donald Trump for so many years. Mm-hmm. and it seems like it's become kind of like a warning to people. A warning that I think that people might want to pay attention to in other cities. I mean, soon ICE troops are being planned to go to Columbus, Ohio, to Maine. And what would you say, what should people do to kind of getting prepared as, what Minneapolis comes to, what ICE is doing in Minneapolis comes to their city?
Well, the first thing you need to do is organize. You need to get signal groups going, and you need to get ready, because you need to be able to chase and document all this crimes against humanity. Yeah. But also, you can go on ICE's website and look where their ERO, enforcement and removal offices are, and they're listed there. Get people out there now. Start protesting it before they come in droves. Start showing resistance ahead of time. But yeah, community organization is key. That is the most important part. And just stay loud, stay in their faces, and document their faces, document their license plates, because this will end one way or another. This will end, and they need to be held accountable.
Do you have that hope? I guess two questions here. Do you have that hope that things will change and things will get better? And how do you hope that's going to happen?
Well, so I have hope that things are going to get better. I know things are going to get better because we outnumber them, 100 to 1 probably. Yeah. But I'm scared that things can't get better without violence. Yeah. And that is also one of the reasons why I'm out here every day practicing my First Amendment right, because I've been to war. I don't want to see war again. I don't want to wish war on anybody. Yeah. But I'm afraid that this country is headed towards maybe not a civil war, but some sort of divisive action. Donald Trump needs to be removed one way or another. And in my opinion, the governors of liberal states should already be meeting, should already be organizing and deploying their National Guards in defense of this nation.
Trump is now readying 1,500 Army with emergency management trucks.
Hennepin County. Notice how Hennepin County local sheriff is supporting ICE.
Yeah. But he's now not only do we have local law enforcement basically helping out and protecting citizens here and people here, but we have potentially, if he declares the Insurrection Act, that we have 1,500 Army, not National Guard, Army coming down from Alaska to do what in the city? We don't know yet. Because he views, I'm sure he watches Fox News and sees clip after clip of Jake Lang getting, bothered, and it really bothers him. So I guess he wants to escalate this situation. How do you think that Minnesotans are going to react to that?
I don't think it matters if they're Democrat or Republican. When the U.S. Army invades a U.S. city, that's treason. That there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I think Minnesota will defend their nation, they will defend their state, they will defend their cities. And as a combat infantry veteran who has fought in Iraq, who is stationed in Fort Wainwright, Alaska, I will do my part. I will stand up for the Constitution. I will stand up for the Republic by any means necessary. And I know all my fellow veterans across the nation will do the same. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Invading a city with the fucking 11th Airborne is treason.
It is. Somebody who also used to live in Alaska. Alaska prides itself on being this independent thing. When were you up? When did you serve up there?
I think it was 07 to 11, I believe, were the years I served.
So under Palin's time there, I think.
Yeah, that was a trip.
But that was, I was up there in 2010 and 2013, and she prided herself that she went against, not the Palin that everybody in the lower 48 knows, but she prided herself on the fact that she fought against the Republican Party, who wasn't doing the right thing when it came to oil taxes for the state. Alaska prides itself, Alaskans at least that I know, pride themselves on independence and not literally being the boot that steps on me.
Don't tread on me. Where is the "Don't tread on me" crowd?
So we have there's a great thing where they have a bulldozer, don't tread on salmon. Alaska. And and it's fascinating to see if that, hopefully that Alaskan pride, even though they're not, they're sourdoughs, they would come up hopefully that comes through. Do you hope that like the troops see what happened, what is happening?
I think so, and I think we need to also remember that a large part of the Army infantry, the 11th Airborne, is going to be Latino, is going to be black. So I think that if this does happen, that only some of them will go through with the action. A lot of them will refuse their orders, just like Captain Dylan Blaha and Demi Palachek did.
That is actually good. Mark Kelly, Senator Mark Kelly, stood up and said and told people, if you believe that they're unconstitutional, you can do it, and kind of explain how you could do it. And then they pulled his. I'm not sure that's specific. Basically pulled his ability to for access to VA and that sort of thing.
And demoting him as well.
And like, how do you feel that like that could be pulled? I've never heard of that in the history.
It's treason. It's direct political. It's using politics as a weapon against your enemy. You can't use the DOD to go after political opponents. It's just madness. And all he did was tell them to remember their oath. He's not telling them to betray the republic. He's not telling them to betray the country. So Donald Trump is trying to create fascism. He's trying to use military force to do so. So he's removing political adversaries. He's removing officers who will remember their oath because he's scared. Because his private army's funding runs out in July, and he needs the Democrats to get more funding for ICE.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for what you do. I really appreciate seeing you out everywhere I look. I'm like, I can check live if Status Coup is there. I'm getting down there.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Stay safe. Stay safe,
guys.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Are you a loud eater, and if so, how do you sleep?
Let's try to do a little walking and maybe get some blood in our system. If you feel comfortable doing that, if we can move.
I have to ask my wife about that. But I sleep great. I sleep great because I spend my energy fighting fascism.
Hey!
Communities that need. You mind going on camera? I'm a white.
Not right now.
Okay.
You'll see me out here.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Right now. There.
Am I on camera?
Yeah, no.
Pineapple piece of fuck now. Okay. I mean, each their own. I don't judge.
Okay. It's very windy out here. Very cold. But Status Coup is here for you.
I woke up one morning and went to the gym. His coworker, all white person who right up to him. Let me see your face.
So let's go there and shoot. Yeah.
So you jump on me. Personally, I'm a victim of narcissistic abuse. Narcissists attack physically too.
This is good. This is Zach D. Roberts for Status Coup News. We are here wrapping it up for tonight. It is just gotten a little too cold, I think, for our camera equipment, and our fingers. My heat warmers in my hand have finally already lost their warmth. We're here at the federal, the Henry Whipple building, the federal building where the DHS troops are inside. They have been mostly staying back since we've gotten down here. We have Hennepin County Sheriff's Office. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's one over there, at least 7, 8 cars here. For some reason, they put up fences. They have decided that, ICE, I guess, must be protected by these salty figures back here. And we just want to remind you that you can go to statuscoup.com/join and support our work. Just breeze came through and keep us warm. This is going to be my last night here for you at the Whipple building. It's been a true honor covering things, listening to these folks, and tomorrow JT will be back, and then the next day after that, John Farina will be back. They've gotten a couple days of very well-earned rest, and now they got to come back and have some of the coldest temperatures it's been since we've been down here. And so thank you so much. Thank you so much to the MeidasTouch, our partnership, and remind you once again that we are Status Coup. Oh, let's move back. Let's move back here. We got officers. Let's show this. I know we were just wrapping up.
Oh, you're gonna get out and freeze with your back, guys. Why are you defending nice from your own people? Back on the sidewalk.
We gotta be on the sidewalk.
Treason! Treason! You are traitors! Treason! What's worse? Kidnapping! Traitors! Protect the community from the invader!
Okay, just seemed to be a little pushback. People moved a little bit in the crowd, so we're still gonna wrap up for the evening. We're gonna be on tomorrow with a couple different streams, I think. So thanks again, and stay safe, stay warm, and have a good night.